Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, this is endtimewatchman. I was going to talk today about civil unrest and are you prepared for what that's coming down the pipeline. You may hear a little background noise. Something's going on with my computer. I don't know what it is. It seems like the fan's making a little bit of noise. It keeps it cool, and so y'all bear with me if there's a little background static and you hear a little something banging and bamming. That's just the kids playing. I'm not going to stop them from playing, but I ask them to be civil, and let's hope and pray they do. But today I want to talk about civil unrest, and I know I'm talking slow and no I ain't drunk, but I'll tell you, Christian or not Christian, this stuff will make a guy want to take a drink, won't it? But in any event, let's talk for a few minutes. I've got some notes and pages here on civil unrest and are you prepared. And, I know the Christmas season's coming up. I don't knock anybody that celebrates Christmas. That's their business. And I was listening to CV 1122 a while ago, and I don't knock her for celebrating it. I celebrated it for many years, and just personally, I come to a point and know that when I believe that Savior was born, which is in September, and that's just my opinion. So nothing against you, CV 1122. Nothing against everybody that puts their trees up. It's just that we do things a little different. I do buy stuff for my children. I will tell you that. Now I try not to buy China junk, but during the year when they need it, I buy it for them. That's about a month ago. I sent my wife to town to get next year's clothes, to get them bigger. About a month ago, I said, you need to go on and get this stuff and get it over with. I said, I'm not growing anymore, and what I got I can wear, and I've got enough that as long as I watch my diet, and I think I got pretty good food. Not all of it's perfect, but food that I have, I've been able to maintain a balance of weight that I've only went up a size or two since I was in high school. So I think I can make it. But it may not hurt to let's do some clothes this year. It may not hurt to let's do some necessities. It's your money. I'm not a dictator and don't want to be one, but I'm just putting suggestions out there. It might not be a bad idea to skip the iPod and get the blue jeans, It might not be a bad idea to skip the iPod and get the extra drawers and socks, But in any event, I won't get into that because that's your business and you do what you want to with it. I just try to put some suggestions out. But title of these videos, Civil Unrest and Are You Prepared? I'm going to read this statement that was made by a person that's very credible, but let me just read this to you. It says, while Representative Barney Frank was having a gay love affair with Herb Moss, key executive of Fannie Mae, did their pillow talk start the economic crisis? Obviously. They didn't care about the conflict of interest both of them had, or the fact that Representative Frank was receiving thousands of dollars from Fannie Mae. Did their pillow talk go over the legislation Representative Frank would vote on concerning the removal of oversight from commercial and investment banks? It's just something to think about. This type of scandalous action is part of the reason why the middle class now believes they need to make their own decisions for their survival. They will not rely on any government that does not look out for their safety, but that takes care of the upper class and the big business, but not them. Now, we must take our fate in our own hands and protect ourselves. No one can predict the future, however. It's only common sense to prepare for which may be, and I believe with my heart that it will be, an economic and a physical, a mental and a spiritual struggle that, the perfect storm set up for all of it right now to happen. I still pray God spare us, but at the same time, there's just too many things that just match up in the puzzle that says that we're on the verge of civil unrest and martial law and the truck stopping to run. And a guy sent me a video the other day, which Kurt Wilson from before'stolate.com and Survivalist Enterprises, he had already said months back on his radio show that and you can watch this on GCN live on demand on the internet, not actually watch him but listen to him, but he was talking about the ships and how they used to get so much from China or wherever to bring the stuff over, and now it's dropped like 80%. Well, the guy that sent me the video said it dropped 93% now, that index of shipping and cargo. So that means that they ain't got the money to do it, and they're not going to do it for nothing, okay? So, all the signs are there, and, I would hope, it would just tickle me to just see an economic turnaround that wouldn't wait, and that all of us and that have lost our jobs and don't have work, but that it would turn around, that we would be able to find a job, and that we wouldn't be taxed to death if we did get that job. But I just don't see it coming, y'all. I just don't see it happening right now. But having said that, you got to understand that there are people that are so guilty of this that are playing as if they didn't know nothing about it, you know. But enough of that. Without further ado, when you have bad economic times, number one, and I've done a lot on martial law and a lot of videos on that, but when bad economic times come, the criminals increase their activity, okay? The meth addicts increase their activity. And, you know, if you got stuff outside that's loose, and what I mean by that, like a push lawnmower, whatever, shovels, whatever, I mean, you know, they'll take them to the pawn shop and they can get, if they can get a tenth of the value of what you paid for it, they'll take it, you know, and there ain't no serial numbers on shovels, and most pawn shops don't worry about the serial numbers. They buy it and give them $20 and $300 lawnmower and they gone. So, you know, one thing to think about in this is to secure your possessions, okay? Maybe in a garage or maybe in a storage building with a double lock, and, you know, just get your stuff up, you know, and put it in a place of safekeeping if possible, because there will be an increase in criminal activity. I can guarantee you that. You know, of course, I know 99% of you don't never leave home without locking your doors, but mine, I changed my deadbolts up to keyed on both sides instead of keyed on one, you know, keyed on the outside, and then you got in other words, a double cylinder. A single cylinder, in other words, you got a key that lets you in, but then you turn the inside to lock it with your hand. Well, mine's keyed on both sides. That may be something somebody want to consider, you know, as far as deterring the criminal activity, you know, that goes on. And I hope I remember this. I want to get into some things on home defense against them beating down your door to take your stuff. And I'm not talking about criminals. I'm talking about those others. When it comes to that, I've got a video I want to make on that. If I don't get it on these series, somebody send me an email, remind me or something, and I will get it up, because I've been thinking about a lot of different stuff you can do. This what I call unconventional strategies against the enemies, okay? You know, that will really work, I believe, and that will at least give you more time, you know. And Manager Militia made some, and I had watched the police breaking in and watched their moves and being in line, and which that ain't what this series is about, but I'll tell you what, we ought to be thinking about it. And I thought about some stuff that I think will benefit a lot of people. And the thing of it is, it don't cost you an arm and a leg to do it, but it is some stuff that will work. But back to it. In bad economic times, you know, there's going to be more crime. There's no doubt in my mind. And I want to read this statement here that I found. The British government's preparing for more crime because of tough times. Gordon Brown wrote in the News of the World in September '08, we know that historically tough economic times there has been a rise in crimes of violence and theft. I mean, not only theft but violence. You know, when you got somebody that is used to living a certain way, and that magic rug, because that's all it was literally jerked out from under them, people will become irrational. People can become violent. Okay, I mean, you could even be going to the supermarket to get some stuff, and somebody in that supermarket that's had a bad day, you know, and somebody peed in their cornflakes, pardon the pun, but you know, they just, by God, they just might snap at that point in time with you, and you need to be ready and able to defend yourself and defuse that situation. You know, number one, I would try to, if I was close to my vehicle, I would go ahead and try to get in my vehicle, therefore I wouldn't have to worry about an armed conflict. You know, but and the list goes on and on and on. That you know, you just have to. Anytime you leave the house, you have to be on the defense. You have to be defensive. You have to look, and you have to wonder. You know, when you drive down the road, don't you watch out for other people? You know, and make sure that you're being a good driver. But yet you got to watch that other person more than you watch yourself. In all reality, so. But these things are going to crank up, and I'm going to try to. This may be boring to some folks, and you're not a zombie. You can turn the dial if you feel this don't belong to you, and that's fine. But to some folks out there, this will make some sense. So I'm coming up with part 2, Civil Unrest, How to Prepare, and Are You Ready?